I am so excited to be here at Leopard at Des Artistes. It's a beautiful Italian restaurant that I can't believe it. It's unbelievable because Gianfranco is the owner. Sorrentino is his last name, and he is just an amazing host. I'm sitting here with him, and we're going to talk about this wonderful restaurant and part of its history, and the food that you serve here is exquisite.
Thank you, John.
So talk about where the food inspiration comes from.
The concept is the Southern Italian cuisine. We have dishes that come from Sicily, from Sardinia, from Calabria, Campania, Puglia.
Wow.
All over the south of Italy. This is one of the oldest restaurants in the United States and certainly in New York. The building was made in the end of the 18th century, and they used to host the artists. As a matter of fact, it's the Hotel des Artistes. Then in 1920 it became a residential, and they made a restaurant here. We can see this beautiful naked woman all around, those murals made by Chandler Christie between 1920 and 1934.
Which is fantastic.
Yes. And there's been always a French restaurant, and I have to say it took about almost 100 years to become Italian.
The Grand All'Italia.
Yeah.
And you're also the president of an association for Italian. Talk about that particular association.
Yes, I am the president of Gruppo Italiano, which is a no-profit organization which we promote the Italian cuisine, Italian product, Italian culture, Italian history.
Wines.
Wines, absolutely. We also work with the American Culinary Institute. We send 10 American students of American Culinary Institute in Italy, so they can learn the product, they can learn how we use it, but they can learn also a little bit about our culture, how we use them, why, what is behind that.
Yes.
And we also bring here about 20, 30 Italian students that and we give them a chance to work probably in the most challenging and rewarding market all over the world.
Right. And you know, the first time I had the flour from the zucchini was in Italy, because here, you know, it's still relatively new. So this was really exciting. But this was in one of the places where they put chocolate in it. I thought that makes no sense, chocolate and zucchini. But it was another experiment, you know. And Italy has some of the best Mediterranean food, I think, in the world.
Yeah.
And I know the dishes that we had here were absolutely esquisito. They were just absolutely, and beautiful presentation also.
Grazie. The chef is a great person and a very good chef. I like to say probably he's the best Italian chef in the United States.
Is he from Italy also?
Yes, he's from Salerno, a small town called Felito. I say in the middle of nowhere in Salerno, not Salerno. And we've been working together for over 25 years.
Why?
And so we know exactly what we're looking for. When we open up the Gattopardo, which is the other restaurant that we have on 54th Street, we want to create the authentic Italian cuisine, the cuisine that my grandma, his grandmother used to make. We want to taste those flavors, you know, those ingredients, those products. The freshness and the simplicity of the authentic Italian cuisine. So that was the beginning concept anyway. Of course, there is an eye to the contemporaneity of the Italian cuisine. The cuisine is not static, it's always evolving. But we have to evolve respecting our culture, respecting our tradition, respecting our history.
Right. And what's the difference between the different restaurants?
But, well, the Gattopardo is a typical Neapolitan cuisine. I am from Napoli, Chef Vito is from Salerno, which is 25 minutes driving from Napoli. So we create a Neapolitan, authentic comfort food. Here
fantastic.
we play little more all over the southern of Italy. As I said before, we have dishes from Sardinia, from Sicily, and the Sicily peculiar island because they've been under the influence of the Arabic, the Spanish. So it's a mix of these sour and sweet taste.
What is a special dish that you serve here?
One of my favorite dishes is the organic couscous with the shellfish ragu.
Oh.
and is delicious.
Oh my God.
Also, we serve another pasta called bussiate trapanese, which is a spiral pasta with
I had that. Fabulous. And it allows the
Correct.
sauce to penetrate. It's wonderful. It's almost like a cyclone, it just goes around and around.
Thank you.
Very different.
Thank you very much. Also, something that we're doing a lot is here in the Gattopardo, we're starting to use the ancient grains to create our pasta and sometimes also our dessert and breads. We do believe that one of the reasons of the allergy intolerance that you can see now is because we're starting to use too many refined products, manipulated products. We're doing a step back and we want to create a menu with those ancient grains, natural products that besides they are very tasty, they are also natural and they are also healthy.
Well, that's very important because everybody's concerned about the health today, and the fact that you're concerned for your customers, which I think is important. And people need to know that when they come here, they're going to get something very special and something that's traditional and in terms of really a real Italy. It's not sort of the fake Italy, because you can go to restaurants and they're not quite the same. And you do wonderful dishes here.
Thank you very much. For me, one of the best compliments that I get from our guests is when they leave and they tell me, I felt like in Italy. It's the closest thing that remind me to be in Italy. For me, it's a compliment, really a compliment, because that's what we're trying to give, not only authentic Italian food, authentic Italian cuisine, authentic Italian environment, but also our warm hospitality.
Let's toast to that, because that would be really, something.
Let me pour a little wine.
Oh, yes. And what's the name of this wine, by the way?
That's La Prevostura. It's a wine from the north of Italy.
Ah, so you're all over Italy, actually.
Yes, correct.
How wonderful. Well, cheers.
Chin chin.
All the best.
To you.
Are you a sommelier also?
Yes, I am the one who built up the wine list. Here, Gattopardo and Mozzarella e Vino. Our wine list has got about 300 different labels, from a price at $30 to $4,000, $5,000 a bottle. And sometimes they ask me, but do you sell the $4,000, $5,000 bottle of wine? Sometimes we sell it. It's important we have on the list. And if we don't sell it, well, if we don't sell it, we drink it.
You have a party. What the hell?
Exactly.
Why not?
Yeah.
And you're enjoying the best of all of it.
Oh, yes.
And why not?
Yes. I think that restaurant business, as everybody knows, is quite stressful, demanding, challenging. So you must have some kind of rewards. And for me, to sit down at night to have a nice dish and then a good bottle of wine is one of the rewards of this business.
Absolutely. It gives you a chance to relax after a full day of stress.
Yes, correct.
And this is a very stressful city anyway.
Exactly.
But when you have a great restaurant and everybody knows about it, it's wonderful because everybody comes.
Yes, as a matter of fact, among our habitués, let's say people, the guests that they come here quite often, we can mention some. If we want to call celebrities, we have Robert De Niro that comes quite a lot, Steve Martin, and Paul McCartney, and lots of financial people, lots of artists. So we did the 65th birthday for former President Bill Clinton and Hillary Clinton at Chelsea. They were here. It was quite interesting night.
Exciting.
Yes, very interesting, let's put it this way. And we are very happy. We have a very loyal clientele because we give them not only healthy product, which is very, very important, but also that, as I said before, that warm hospitality. We know them by name, we know where they want to sit, where they don't want to sit, what they drink and what they don't want to drink. We make sure that they have a good experience.
So they're coming to your home, basically.
Correct, yes.
And you're the host and you're sharing this, and it's wonderful.
Yeah, exactly.
I just love everything that you've served here because it's so fresh, and it's so wonderful.
Yeah.
I'm going to have a piece
Please.
of bread with this olive oil.
Yes.
And the olive oil is also from Italy.
Correct, it is from Umbria. It's an extra virgin olive oil and is It's a 2016 from the collection, November, so it's very fresh, and you can still feel a little spiciness and little sharp in your throat, which means it's still fresh. Then later it's going to start to calm down.
And it's first pressed virgin oil.
Correct, cold press, yeah. Regarding what we were saying before, like the natural product, something that I try to make the guests understand that we should start to think to spend a little more about food, in the meaning we are what we eat. We have to be concerned what we put inside our body.
Absolutely.
I think that we are still too much concerned about the clothes. We are ready to spend $100 or $1,000 to stuff that we put on top of our body. But then if we have to spend a few dollars extra for something that we put inside our body, sometimes we complain that it's too expensive. But good food costs.
Of course.
We have to learn that.
Especially fresh. And would you call it organic food?
Exactly. We choose our purveyors one by one. We know them by name. We've been working with them for a long time. Our fish, like the branzino, comes from Orbetello in a very special environment. And our mozzarella comes from the south of Italy, from the Cilento, and we import ourselves twice a week. The produce that we use, they come from some farms upstate or from sheltered islands. So we very careful choose all the product that we use, and that's also for the wines. I like myself to go to Italy and meet the winemaker.
Absolutely.
Because we do believe that behind the wine there is a story. Who is the winemaker? Why? When? How? We try to privilege the small producer towards the mass producer, the industrial producer. We want to know why he made that wine, what you want to say, what is the history behind that. Is it a natural wine, or is using chemical and things like that? We are very careful about that. We're very concerned about that.
Well, that's an important factor. How old is the restaurant, Leopard?
The Leopard is 5 years old.
Really? I thought it was relatively new.
We feel like young.
Yeah, yeah.
And I have to say, since we opened, we've been accepted by the neighbor very well. Most of our clientele, of course, they live around this area, Central Park West. But as you said before, because of the history of this restaurant, we have lots of people also that come here because a destination place, and because the history of the restaurant, and because of the beautiful murals that we have all around.
Exquisito.
Sì, molto belli.
I was using the wrong language.
Yeah. Something interesting also is that in the building lived lots of artists, and one of them was Rodolfo Valentino,
yes.
which is the famous Italian, let's say, playboy, one of the first actor. So it's very nice for us. Yes,
yeah,
exactly.
And historic. And
yes,
the fact that
correct.
you also get the Lincoln Center crowd as well.
Yes, exactly. We have lots of the artists from the Lincoln Center, yes.
Yeah.
And of course, people that go there to see the opera and then the music.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, this has been absolutely wonderful. I am
Yes,
so excited.
My pleasure.
Leopard is just one of the best treasures here in New York, and everybody has to come out and enjoy this great food from southern Italy.
Looking forward to see all of them here.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you very much, John.
And we'll be right back. Chasing Wild Ass. Oh, it's not what you're thinking. It's a narrative of my travel around the world. I have interspersed photos and aromatic recipes, which allows you to dream, discover, and rediscover these great destinations around the world. The title of the book came about while we were chasing jackasses in Kutch Wild Ass Sanctuary in Gujarat, India. And I thought that was a great title for the book. This is food for the soul. Not only does it allow you to dream, it's adventure, it's history, it's culinary, it's culture, with a sense of humor to spice it up. Chasing Wild Ass is a celebration of life. You have to live each day as if it's your last. remember, my world is your world. So get up, get out, and travel! Welcome back. I am so excited still to be here at Leopard Restaurant at Des Artistes with Vito Gnazzo. And he is the star, he's the chef. He does miracle dishes that everybody loves. We have celebrities coming here, everybody you can think of. And also it's a neighborhood where everybody returns because the food is so great. So talk about your great inspirational food that you prepare from southern Italy.
My inspiration comes from my family, my mother, to be very simple, the freshest ingredient, and be very simple, which you don't want to manipulate too much those ingredients. Sometimes you get the fresh fish, like branzino from Morbadello. You don't want to put too many ingredients together, just olive oil and lemon on the grill, and that's a good
That's your
dish.
secret.
That's the secret, yes.
You keep
But
it simple.
simple, but as the first quality ingredient, and fresh.
Right.
Fresh, because it's not fresh, it won't work.
So do you have to go and shop the markets, or do they come to you?
Usually we do have a setup order, a sending order every week, 2 times a week, depends of the business.
That keeps
But-
it fresh.
Correct, yes. We do have the Dover sole from Dover, 2 times a week, the branzino from Morbadello, 1 or 2 times a week, and then some fish, local fish. We have a good fish local,
Wonderful.
some, but
Yeah.
it's a good amount.
Do you shop through the Bronx? What do they call that? You know,
We shop to the small company. I do prefer a small company where you get service and quality.
So tell me, what is the best pasta that you serve here, since you love pasta?
On this place here, even though it's not my region, it is from Sicily, this pasta. It's called busiate, and it's a typical pasta from Sicily. It's like a fusilli.
It's like a sort of like a roller coaster.
Correct, yes.
Yeah.
And it's made with shellfish ragu. Shellfish ragu, which is when you go in Sicily, what do you eat in Sicily?
Yeah, exactly.
Shellfish.
Yeah. And
So
also the
it's-
sauce is allowed, it gets
It's
in
very
because-
Mediterranean.
Yeah, it really works because it allows the sauce to incorporate itself in the
Correct,
pasta,
yes.
which is wonderful. It's beautiful to look at also.
It is.
Yeah.
And it's a very unique pasta too.
Vito is going to show us some of the most favorite pasta from southern Italy, which I
Yes.
think is, what do you call it?
We call this strozza preti. Strozza preti has a long origin, especially this pasta. It's made with a toasted flour, but the story is kind of long to tell you, but it's made, usually it was the leftover wheat in the field, and so the wheat was kind of a very dry, very toasted, and they used to make this kind of pasta. But today it's a different way to make it. They toast the flour, and it's much faster.
And what kind of flour do they use?
Durum, that's
Durum?
durum.
Oh,
It's
oh.
in flour too.
Yeah. Oh, wonderful. An
Yes.
ancient flour.
Yes.
You know, I can't wait to see this dish when it's all prepared.
Yes.
So let's throw some in the pot and get it going.
It's just for one person, depending on the quantity. Just
And it
Let me
takes 5-6 minutes?
this pasta, yes, it doesn't take too long because it's a fresh pasta, so it takes 5 to 6 minutes, depending on the sauce that you want to make too. Okay.
And what kind of sauce do you use for it?
In this case, we make the octopus sauce.
Delicious.
Yes, I agree with you.
And then this also, the pasta allows it to sort of marinate into
Yes,
the pasta.
in this
right?
kind of shape, yes, it gives a very nice texture to
Right,
the
because of
pasta.
the allowance, it's all those little rings, almost like a roller coaster.
Correct. So we just blend the pasta like this. And then it's very important to pasta takes all the flavor of the sauce. Yes.
You do it like my granddad. He used to do that.
Yeah.
Every time I tried, everything went out of the pot. This is really fantastic.
One went out.
No, but he would
Yeah, but-
be able to flip just like
Yes.
you. And you've been doing this for a long, long time.
All my life, not all my life, but a good amount of. But it's very important to cook. We usually dry the pasta when you serve it al dente, and then you finish the cooking with the sauce.
Right.
So all the pasta gets all the flavor of the sauce.
Right.
It's very important.
It's like immediate marination.
Correct. Yes.
Delicious. delicious.
All the pasta comes from Italy.
Right.
All the ravioli.
Excuse me, you don't make your own pasta?
We do.
Oh, you said
The
it
fresh
comes.
pasta. We do fresh. We do make the fresh. We try to go back with the old grain, which is much healthier, all wheat.
Right.
And the dry pasta we do buy from the best quality from Italy.
Mm-hmm.
And again,
Is that like what your grandma used to make?
yes, my mother every Sunday, or not every Sunday, but very holiday, some holiday and Sunday too. We used to make the fresh pasta by hand, ourselves
With the
by
rolling
hand.
pin.
Yes.
What happened was that they gave me this thing for
The
me to make
rolling
my
pin,
pasta with the
yes.
rolling pin.
Correct.
That was so much work. I thought, forget
It is.
They wound up throwing my pasta in the garbage because I didn't do a good job. It was
Yeah,
big.
but
It was,
yeah, that's the thing. But it takes
understand it. You have to be really artistic about it,
Correct.
and be able to really get it nice and thin. And but it was just one of those things. I thought there's too much work. But I also did it
Yes.
at another place, Italy, where we put it through the machine, and that was so much easier.
that's we lost the culture.
Yeah.
We lost the tradition when the machine came.
Yeah, but
Because
it's easier.
It's easier, but the quality, you lose the quality. Red prepared some beets, yellow and red. It's oven roasted. We wrapped with aluminum and we cook it in the oven. Before we marinate with salt, olive oil, pepper, some herbs. In this case, I already have some olive oil and lemon.
Right.
We dress the salad. The
So you mix
beets.
the lemon with the olive oil.
Correct, yes.
Oh, wonderful.
So in this case, it's always the same.
Gives it a nice little bite.
Yes, correct.
Oh,
A little salt.
I love the way you toss everything.
Yeah.
Oh, oh my God.
That's, so I already prepared some dish with the salad.
Right, these wonderful beets.
Correct. And that's the red one. And then we add the yellow one too.
And what is that?
That's the yellow beets.
Yellow beets.
Yes.
Oh, wow. That's colorful.
So you toss it together, got some flavor, and then you add to the salad. Okay,
Beautiful.
that's it. That's for one person.
Right.
Then it's up to your flavor. You might add some goat cheese. You might add some mozzarella.
I love goat cheese.
You might add some smoked provola, but in this case we add some Robiola cheese. Robiola cheese is a soft cow milk from Italy, from Lombardia.
Wow.
I know we are from south, but sometimes we use some different cheese too from north of Italy, because I find it gives a very nice balance to the beets.
So start with the beet. I'm going to combine it with the cream, the cheese.
The salad you may use the baby
Oh, these beets are out of
baby
this
kale. You may use mixed green. You may use some arugula, but I think the baby kale goes well with the beets because it has more body than masculine.
It's the best. Do you make your own gelato?
Yes, we do make the own gelato. The own gelato is there's so many variations of gelato. Depends which gelato you have to make it. We do, but again, the gelato in America can be good because we have good milk in America.
Right.
If you use good, not pasteurized milk, which you have to boil anyway after that. But if you want to make good gelato, there's nothing wrong with the American ingredient.
Yeah.
But then you have to the basic from Italy. If you want to add some flavor, you have to have the right pistachio from Bronte,
Yeah.
the right nocciuola, hazelnuts from Piemonte, or from Giffoni, Salerno.
And you know what my favorite flavor is?
Yes.
Basca di frutta, frutta di Basco.
Oh, that's the sorbetto.
Yes.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my another point. We try to use always the seasonal fruit.
Yes.
Whatever is in season, we use for sorbet.
Yeah.
Well, all year round we have always citrus anyway. But during the summer we have a lot of berries.
And I love gelato. Every time I'm in Italy, every time I
Yes.
see a stand that has gelato, I'm there. From morning, middle of the day, evening, afternoon, I'm there. I probably who knows, tons of it.
We have a lot of good coach in Italy to have good gelato. If they make good gelato, they eat one salad. So
Oh, it's excellent.
Yeah,
so when you
yeah.
come, not here in the restaurant, but
Yes.
in New York, generally when they say gelato, it's not gelato because it's not. I'm not talking about yours. I'm
Yes.
talking about these other places that call it gelato, and it just doesn't have the same
but it
taste.
depends on the quantity. Again, when you make a lot of quantity, the quality goes down.
Yes.
Small quantity, if you take care of it, you can make good quality.
It's-
And again, we have good milk in America. It's nothing wrong.
Yeah, my grandmother used
Yeah.
to do. She used to do the ice cream in the churn.
Correct.
And with the ice and I guess salt or whatever they did,
Yeah.
and I could eat the whole thing. It was, and she did a pound cake that was unbelievable.
Yes.
And every Sunday, and that was my big treat.
I agree
just
with
eating
you.
That. It's just because it was homemade and it
Yes.
was a small portion, you know.
Especially in Hudson Valley, we have so many small farms, which is nothing wrong that use that milk.
It's all about quality.
Correct.
Yeah.
Quality and the small.
And that's what you're serving here at Leopard.
We try to stand for small farm, even the baby goat around, the chicken. We try to use to stay
very
with
best.
those small company.
And how big is the restaurant in terms of how many seats does it have?
We don't have 20 seats. We always depend how they come. You might sit the most 90 people.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Depend how they come anyway.
Yeah, right.
You might sit even less. Depend
Yeah.
if
But it's a good size. You
it
know.
is. Yeah, it's a manageable size where you can control the quality.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, it's a wonderful experience here at the
Yes.
restaurant, and I can't wait to come back because it's just, you know, I mean, I had such a great experience
We
here.
look forward to serve you again back.
Let's have a glass of wine.
Why not?
Whoops. And let's celebrate.
Yes.
I am so excited,
Yes.
and it's so good to meet you.
Mine so
'cause
too.
you're a true
And-
artist.
You're the artist.
No, you're the artist. I mean, you're just like the murals on the wall. You're very special.
Thank you.
Thank
that.
you.
That's a nice compliment. Chin again.
All the best.
Me too.
What a wonderful experience dining here at Leopard at Des Artistes restaurant. You know, it's a neighborhood restaurant, it's fine dining, it's Italian, it's all about southern Italy. What I love most is not only the Vito, the chef, who's the star, but I love the restaurant, I love the murals. You know, they were left over from the French restaurant. This is GlobeTrotter, the Taste of New York. I'll see you next week. So long for now.